Motorcycle content is here. Welcome to the family, my Cbr 250R.
What a waste of love.
Now, before you guys tell me how boring this bike is because it's only 250cc, this is my first ever bike. I'm literally learning how to ride a motorcycle from scratch, and I decided to start with something like this. I've been riding this bike for about a month now, and I absolutely love it. For the matter of fact, I passed my test on this bike about a week ago. So if you guys are interested to learn how to ride a motorcycle, or simply just want to see if a motorcycle is for you or not, I think a 250cc is a great starter for anyone. And buying a bike that is only 250cc will not break your bank in any shape or form. I was going to buy a 600 or maybe even a 650RR with a Cbr with Honda, and they were close to $6,000, $7,000, even $8,000, and I did not want to spend that much money on my first bike, especially the one that I might drop. Any bike which is from 200 to 350cc is about $4,000 range, but I paid much less for this bike. I got this bike for $2,750 because I had a few little issues here and there. The first issue it had was a bald rear tire, which was pretty problematic. This bike was on the market for $3,200 when my budget was only about $2,500. The reason why my budget was super low is because I didn't really know if I was a motorcycle guy. I always loved cars, and I knew that a motorcycle would be a maybe for me because I will always pick a fast car over a fast motorbike. But since I got the motorbike and have been riding it for about a month now, I love motorcycling. And I think I figured out that every single car guy that does exist in this world doesn't just like cars. We also like adrenaline, and we like fast speed and fast engines and not a battery pack. Now, I'm not saying that a motorbike is going to be better or faster or more fun than a car ever would. I think a car still wins in any situation for me. But motorcycling is definitely still fun. The second issue that the motorcycle had was the mileage. This motorbike has 19,000 kilometers when I bought it. Because of those two issues, I managed to drop the price of this bike by almost $500, which was pretty good. Now, let's talk about the cool features that this bike has. Firstly, it has Nissin, I believe that's how you say it, calipers. And these calipers are actually from Honda, they are OEM, and they're actually used in the racing division. I think for a 250, this is a bit of an overkill, but I will take a free upgrade. Another cool feature it has ABS. The combined ABS actually kicks in and stabilizes you on the road. It looks something like this. The first ever ABS combined system that came out for a motorcycle was actually by Honda in 2009. And it was special because it was the first ever system that was electronically linked through the ECU and not directly into the brakes. The system is actually not really that complicated. I'm going to try to explain it as easy as possible. When you're riding a motorcycle and you're applying the front brakes, it doesn't directly send the brake fluid to the front braking calipers. It firstly goes through a hydraulic pressure sensor, which then sends the signal to the ECU, and then the ECU decides how much pressure it needs to send to either the front brakes or the rear brakes, or in some cases, both. In case of an emergency and the person hits the front brakes only really hard and does not do it to the rear brakes, the pressure becomes way too great, and you will potentially fly off the bike if you do apply the brakes really hard. And this is when the combined ABS system kicks in. The ECU decides how much pressure it will be sending to both of the brakes simultaneously, even if you do not hit one of the other brakes. And this does work on both set of brakes, not just the front. If you do this exact same thing on the rear brakes only, it will make sure to apply the front brakes for you as well. And this system is actually really great for not only the emergencies, but also whenever you're just riding the motorbike fast on a track. On the track, you're flying at very high speeds and you're trying to corner and then brake at the exact same time. And the ABS system is actually constantly trying to send pressure all over the bike to make sure you do not slip or fall. Hopefully that made a little bit of sense for you guys. The next cool upgrade that this motorcycle has is the Akrapovic, I think that's how you say it, exhaust.
A Krapovich.
A Krapovich?
A Krapovich.
You mean it's not Akrapovic?
The exhaust is known for how it sounds and the increase of power that this bike gets. For this bike, I think the increase of power is like 1 horsepower. Akrapovic did discontinue these on their website because of how old the bike is from 2012, but they still have the 2017 ones made, and they look pretty much identical, and they're like 900 pounds, and they look like that. I don't know how much that would be in Canadian dollars, but this is how much it would be in Canadian dollars. Another upgrade that this bike has are the brake handlebars and the clutch handlebars. These are actually aftermarket, and I actually heard some very good things and some very bad things about these, but for now they've been pretty perfect and they look kind of cool. The rest of the bike is pretty much OEM and everything seems okay. It has an oil change, it had a brake bleed a recent ago, but the only problem that it has is the rear tire. So let's go to the shop and get that changed. Riding on a bolt tire is very dangerous because if you are going to be leaning in one direction, you might slip because there's no tire, no grip. So it's very important to get that changed. How was it?
Edited, got it, things going and readjusted everything, right? So,
Perfect, thank you so much.
did you feel it?
No, I didn't touch it.
When they buy a lot of times when they buy the aftermarket stuff, it's not really good quality.
Yeah.
Now, these ones aren't horrible.
Oh, okay, they're not? Okay.
Right? No, but a lot of them they don't function well, and
I see.
but I don't know how he messed it up so bad there.
Yeah, I don't know what he did.
Yeah. But
Is it? And now is the time when I want to show my bike to a very special person to me. Now, I'm really curious to see what other people think about my motorcycle. So, I'm welcoming a new guest to my YouTube channel, which is my sister.
Hello!
Oh, what do you think about my motorcycle?
It's cool and it is a nice color and yeah.
I agree. And we got the bike back with the new tires, so now it's actually safe to ride around the city. That'll be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please click the subscribe button, share with your friends and family, and like the video if you guys did enjoy watching it. It helps me out way more than you ever think. In the next video, we're gonna do a little bit of maintenance on the bike and also take it on our first drive after it. I've noticed that the fork seals are actually leaking a little bit, so I wanna see if that is something that I can personally do for the first time ever working on the bike. So let's see how that works out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a wonderful day.